Oregon's natural beauty is one of the state's biggest selling points. We have one of the most popular state park systems in the nation, with 255 state parks, one national park, and 5 other national park units, which include national monuments, altogether encompassing more than 109,000 acres. According to Visit Oregon, the Oregon State Park System serves an estimated 54 million day-use and camping visitors every year, pumping more than $1 billion into the state's economy. For the past 10 years, Oregon Parks and Recreation Director Lisa Sumption has been at the helm of our park system. She recently received the Distinguished Service Award from the National Association of State Parks Directors, and she's the first woman to serve as director. Lisa Sumption, welcome to Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks for having me. What a pleasure.
Let's talk about a current concern first. One of the biggest concerns at our state parks is wildfires. Where do we stand this year, and what are we doing to mitigate wildfire impact?
Oh my goodness, this year has probably been the best year in the last 5. You think back pre-pandemic, it's kind of where my brain goes on anything now, is it before or after? But prior to that, it wasn't a big deal, and anymore it's become just second nature for our folks. So this year was a much easier year than it's been in the past, and we're doing everything we can to mitigate and partner and work with our forestry department and our federal firefighters and our local partners and do everything we can. Cottonwood Canyon is a great example. We had a pretty significant fire there, but none of the structures were lost due to some of those mitigating factors we've been taking in.
Starting October 1st, 22 more state parks will require a parking permit, $10 for in-state residents, $12 for out-of-state. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, so I wish I didn't have to do this, Ken. I really wish that wasn't the case. So I think it's super important to note that Oregon State Parks does not receive any general fund dollars. And I think people get that confused. We do receive lottery funds, and we split those lottery funds with our local, state, and special district park providers. And in the last biennium, the lottery funds went down, and the amount that goes to our local partners went down. So it's about a 13% reduction in our current operating budget. And just like everywhere else, other than maybe a Costco hot dog, I don't know where things haven't gone up. So construction's up, staff are up, visitation is up, electric, water. You think about all those things that it takes to run a campground in a park and keep those bathrooms clean and those garbages empty and toilet paper on the roll. Those all cost a lot of money. So the tool we have in the box in the moment, without any additional revenue opportunities coming in from our legislative body, that $10 will be added. And we've waived it for decades, but at this point, we're going to have to go ahead and charge that $10 parking fee. And it is a parking fee. If you walk in, if you bike in, if you take public transportation or shuttles in, it's free.
Okay, that's good to know. We've heard concerns about an invasive insect called the emerald ash borer. It's been spotted in 5 counties, including the Tri-County area. What's the threat, and have we seen any of them in Oregon State Parks?
Oh, thank goodness we've not had any in our Oregon State Parks yet, but it's super important to remember those little critters can only travel 10 miles on their own. So super important for Oregon State Parks, campfire wood. So we want to make sure that is being purchased locally or bought locally, and that we're not transporting the opportunity for these guys to get further than they already are, because they're pretty invasive. So yeah, you've got them right there. So right now we're okay, but we just need folks' help making sure that we keep our firewood local and we don't do anything to help them travel further than they're able.
You've started an initiative called Reimagine Oregon State Parks. What is that, and what's your goal with that?
So the Reimagining State Parks is that conversation. Like, we don't want to keep taking fees up. We want to think about how can we enhance the visitor experience and reimagine what other experiences might be possible. So it would enhance a visitor's experience as well as generate revenue. So that could be things that would extend stay. It could be rentals of kayaks or bikes, or we have a tree climbing and overnight canopy opportunity at Silver Falls right now. It's more trying to figure out how we can partner with some folks to think about some other experiential opportunities out in our state parks.
One more question. Thanks to a $50 million bond measure the legislature passed in 2021, you're making or have made improvements to 8 state parks. What are some of the bigger projects, and what do you hope to accomplish?
Yeah, so we are so grateful. So this came right at the heels of after having to close down the state park system because if you remember during the pandemic, bars and restaurants were shut down, which turned off our lottery funds, and our parks were shut down, which turned out our other funds. So we had zero revenue coming in. So we were so grateful to get this money. We were a little shocked that 50 billion only did 8 parks, but it's things that folks aren't generally going to see because our electrical systems are 50 years old, our sewer systems are 50 years old. So a lot of those major improvements for folks that are coming that need more than a 30 amp hookup. So those are the behind the scenes. It's hard to make sewer and power and water sexy, but those are really huge improvements for us staff and visitors. The other thing you'll see is that instead of brand new campgrounds, it's expanding in places we already have. So you're going to see expansion at Shampoo, you're going to see expansion at Silver Falls, places that are already overly loved, but will give us the ability to have more camping and a different experience in some of the places that people are already coming.
Oregon Parks Director Lisa Sumption, thank you for being on Eye on Northwest Politics, and congratulations on the award.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, Ken.
We'll be right back.